Hello and welcome to Joe and Kyle's March Madness podcast. I am one of your hosts, Joe, and with me as ever is my friend and colleague, Kyle Soden. How you doing, buddy?
Hello. I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm okay. I think I've got COVID, so I do apologize if I sound a little hoarse. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I can't complain too much. The weather's turning, and so is my mood in general. I'm feeling a lot more positive just about things. So yeah, what have you been up to the past week? Have you been playing anything?
Not really. I've been working all week, so I haven't really done playing much. I've done a little bit more of my replay of Horizon Zero Dawn, which I priced for myself. I would play before replay and play the DLC for the first time before I buy the new one. So I'm just chugging along on that.
Love it. Oh, you're still committed to that. That's good. I like it. I like your dedication.
What about you?
Well, I was playing Elden Ring. I'm now playing Tunic. Tunic's great.
Yeah. I've heard good things about it.
Dude, yeah, it's fantastic game. It's my game of the year so far, personally.
Oh, wow.
It's actually quite similar to Elden Ring in the sense that it's got, like campfires. If you die, you lose your money, which you need to buy like little items and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if you don't get back to your ghost, you lose all the money that you've accumulated, or you lose a certain amount of money that you've accumulated. But it's like, and then it's like Elden Ring meets old school Legend of Zelda, I guess. That's really yeah, it's a lot of fun though, man. I highly recommend it because it's in Game Pass as well. So which was a bit of a surprise, by the way. Like, I mean, everyone thought
it was announced originally as one, and then it was announced like it's going to be one. And there's a little bit of confusion over it.
Everyone thought it was in Game Pass because it was advertised, it was marketed by Microsoft, and so everyone just seems to think, oh, it's going to be in Game Pass then. And then they were like, oh yeah, Microsoft came out and like, oh no, it's not in Game Pass. No, this isn't. Or Tunic came out, so then whatever their name is, Fiji or something or other, came out and said, oh, we're not in Game Pass. And then it launched, and it was like, oh, we're in Game Pass. So yeah. I just put my phone down in something sticky, and don't worry, I'm in my kitchen. It's food. Like,
I know what you've been up to.
I've been up to a lot. Anyway, yeah, because I was in Bristol, went to that anime gaming con. It was really a lot of fun, actually. I had like a beer buzz going on all day. So that was a lot of fun too. But yeah, I was yeah. I'll find out more about it. If anyone wants to find out more about it, check Gamerhub, because I'll be doing some pieces on it over the next week or so. So, I mean, let's, without any further ado, I think we've got a lot to cover. It's safe to say.
Oh yeah.
In this March Madness, which is probably going to bleed out into April Madness as well.
Yeah. Very much.
Because we've got 64 games to do. No.
64 rounds to do.
64 rounds to do, and that's just the first rounds, isn't it?
First round, yeah.
Oh god, so we've got something stupid like.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Have we got 128 games to do?
No. Well, yeah, probably. I've gone way over the top, but it's fine.
I love it, dude. Honestly, it's like months worth of content we've got. Well, we'll call it March Madness because it's done in that format, isn't it? But anyway, okay, so you've got the graphs in front of you at the moment. Unfortunately, viewers, what we'll do.
I've also. Oh, sorry.
No, don't worry. I was just going to say something. It's a moot point, really, because it will be there when it goes live. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So what I've been thinking is each matchup, we'll take both games and we'll separate into 3 categories to help us decide, to score it against, to help us decide who wins. Now, my manager at work, who does a N64 centered podcast, I gave him this idea to do, because he does the same thing, kind of, but with just N64 games, like games that are kind of similar.
Yeah.
So I said, I'll steal the idea back, and he was like, "That's fine. You gave it to me in the first place."
Yeah, fair enough.
So I was thinking the three things we can categorize the games in is graphics/visuals, story.
But are we doing graphics/visuals relative to the time that they came out? Okay, because obviously you can't compare like a current gen game graphics/visuals to.
You can in art style though. You very much can in art style.
Yeah, but what if they're chasing different art styles? I don't.
Then it's discussing about which art style you think looks better or is better. It is subjective when it comes to it, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah, but you've got to make it relative to the age that it came out, because obviously a graphics and art style.
Obviously, but
okay,
you can look at like, oh, I like the graphic style of Ocarina of Time because it looks colourful. It suits what that game is and sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay. And then the next one would be.
Give me a second. Because I need to jot this down to make sure I've got it.
Okay. Yeah. No worries. Let me know when you're good.
Right. Okay. Graphics and art style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then story, which can also include game mechanics or replayability. Put that in the whole thing.
So story and then mechanics and replayability.
Yeah, that can all be one sort of argument.
Okay. What's the last one?
Music and sound. I was thinking of a particular word, but I can't think of it now. Sound engineering or whatever. Yeah, just music and sound effects and that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Then we got a best of 3 then, so there shouldn't be any weird ties.
Well, yeah, I know, but with certain games, for example, an RPG, story, mechanic, and replayability is going to be a lot heavier weighted than.
Well, it just depends. What do you weight more, the story or replayability?
I know, but different. I know. I know. My point is, it could have graphics and art style and music and sound that I'm not such a fan of, but I don't know. Yeah, so it might have 1 out of 3, but that one might be as worth 2. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway,
it might be. Well, that's up for discussion then, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Right. Okay. Well, then you've got the list.
So let's go all the way to the top of my list, and the first round tie is Ocarina of Time versus Guitar Hero 2.
Okay. Well, so I would say you go first.
Right. So let's have a look first. The first thing we say is graphics and visuals and all that sort of stuff. I feel Ocarina of Time would trump Guitar Hero 2 in that. I don't think Guitar Hero 2 has any visuals to call home about, even on the PS2 era. Like, even though it was on the PS2 era, it just wasn't like, no one's playing Guitar Hero 2 for the visuals, really. Apart from obviously the bar to do the inputs, obviously that's different. But
it's nice and colourful. It's colourful and it's visually stimulating for while you're listening to the music. Like, there's something to look at.
Yeah, but it's not like it's so robotic.
There's just nothing more to it. It doesn't need any. There's not very dynamic, is it?
As Ocarina of Time does have its visuals, it has lovely colours, because on that N64 era, most games had lovely colours anyway, didn't they?
Yeah,
So
well, I think Nintendo games to this day are still about lovely colors.
yeah, that's bright, vibrant colours. There is no darks or greys here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, the Shadow Temple.
No.
I'm literally just because it's called Shadow Temple. It's actually even then it's quite colourful, really, in a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would give honestly I think I agree with you. I think graphics and art style I would get is a walk in the park for Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda for the time as well was groundbreaking in graphics and
Oh,
art
absolutely.
styles. There weren't really many other games that could do it.
No.
And you know the world gave the feeling, even though it's in little hubs, it gave the feel of being open world, and it was which I suppose feeds into story and mechanics. Sorry, which I suppose feeds into the whole story and mechanics thing.
If Guitar Hero, I know they tried it later on in the day. If Guitar Hero had any sense of story, this would be closer because I think they're pretty much on par. If you're talking mechanics and replayability, but obviously Ocarina of Time would just get it for the story. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know though, because like think about it, they tried to put a story in Forza Horizon 5, and that just it takes away from. I mean, it could be enjoyable, but it could also just be a wasted mechanic that takes away from how tight because it was a lot of fun to play, and it had fantastic replayability, Guitar Hero, because it was all about playing it more and more to get better and better, like playing an instrument in a way that obviously not as nowhere near as complicated.
No, true. And Guitar Hero 2 had such because it wasn't a whole band yet. Many people only had one guitar, really, until later on. There was a really good feel of couch co-op with that game, like passing the controller to your friends when you had friends over.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was kind of like a Mario Party game. Like you could play it with a group of people having a couple of beers and just like passing that.
At one point, it was a pre-gig ritual to people to come around mine when I was at my mum's, and we'd play Guitar Hero before going out.
Really? Yeah. Get some All That Remains on. Get some sick. Yeah. Anyway.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, hell of it. I mean, both games have massive amounts of nostalgia, and I feel that that's like a bonus category here.
I'm going to give this section to Guitar Hero just because Guitar Hero 2, that I spent so many hours.
But we've got music and sound, which is literally the Guitar Hero section. I mean, don't get me wrong, Ocarina of Time had some great sounds and and songs like from the Ocarina and stuff, and just like hits within the gaming industry, but like Guitar Hero was literally about actual music, like of songs that we listen to.
It's a really tough one, isn't it? Because when you talk video game music, like some of my favorite video game music are original pieces made for that game. Whereas with Guitar Hero, it is part of the game. Like it's more part of the game than the graphics are. If that makes sense.
I understand that, but that's what I honestly I would give. This is where it comes down to personal preference. I would definitely give it to music and sound would be the one that I would give to Guitar Hero 2 here without doubt. Whereas I would want to give the middle one, story mechanics and replayability, because
the top one, isn't it?
To Legend of Zelda, because like you said, Guitar Hero doesn't have story, so it only has mechanics and replayability. So it doesn't tick all the boxes, in my opinion, on that one. That being said,
the story is the fun you have with your friends. So that's the story.
Well, I mean, you could make that argument for any game that offers unique sort of player experiences and stuff like that. But it's not actually something that the game brings itself. It's something that you have to bring by playing with your friends.
It's the beast of the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I would pick 2-1 to Guitar Hero 2 but I feel that to save myself from the wrath of the internet, I do have to go Ocarina of Time on this one.
Yeah, well, like you say, it's like I would definitely give. I think this is a win for. I think we agreed that this is a bit of an open and shut one anyway. Not because Guitar Hero 2 wasn't a great game. It's just Ocarina of Time is more timeless. I think Ocarina of Time is more of a timeless.
If it was Guitar Hero 3 World Tour, I think we'd be having a different discussion. I honestly do. Because that game, or at least Guitar Hero 4. Because I just feel they brought so much more to the songs that were on, like the songs that were on Guitar Hero 3 World Tour trump the songs that were on Guitar Hero 2. Mainly because on Guitar Hero 2 you had those god awful edited Lava God and Avenged Sevenfold songs, I think it was. And Every Time I Die, where they changed the vocals so they didn't have to swear in it. Why
did they do that? I found on Guitar Hero 3 they had like massively clipped songs as well, or they like extended certain ones out at certain points. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So okay, so this is Ocarina of Time. I've got to put through.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
By the way, if there's a game that we really don't care about in the round, which I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna say what my outright winner in it is, because I don't think there'd be much of a discussion for my part anyway.
Sounds like a cop out, but okay, because I'm sure I will.
But if it's a game that I really have no hands on, then it's not something I can really talk about, is it?
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. Go on then.
So the next round is Jet Grind Radio versus Metal Gear Solid, and now this is why I'm saying it, because I have no connection with Jet Grind Radio, and I have all the connection with Metal Gear Solid. So yeah.
I feel we're waiting. We're both in a similar boat there. I'm heavily in favor of Metal Gear Solid for that win there.
Yeah, I think we can just both agree on that. I don't think we need
I don't think the internet would disagree with us too much.
Also, that brings out a really good next round, and then we can really discuss because if we put Metal Gear Solid through, that is now Ocarina of Time versus Metal Gear Solid, and that's a conversation.
Yeah, that's a big conversation. Okay, we're putting through Metal Gear Solid on that one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Next up.
Hang on a second, bro. Hang on a second.
I just need to check something as well. Anyway. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool.
Yo, sorry, I'm back.
Oh yeah, no worries. No worries. You ready for next round?
Yeah, I'm ready for next round. Yeah.
Next round is Metal Gear Solid 2 versus Minecraft.
Metal Gear Solid 2 versus Minecraft. Okay, I think we're gonna have differing opinions on here. So, do you want to go first or should I?
Okay, so yeah, this is a good conversation.
Huge conversation.
So, I've tried Minecraft a couple of times, and for me, it doesn't work. It doesn't click for me. However, on the flip side, I've watched many YouTubers play Minecraft, mainly Achievement Hunter, and it's some of the most joy I've ever watching stuff on YouTube before. It's almost like I am playing it, but I'm not playing it. But I'm having a great time watching people play it. It's one of the most fun things. Yeah, if there's characters and people that you enjoy watching and they play Minecraft, it's one of the best things. But for me personally, playing a game, I will have to say Metal Gear Solid 2, mainly because A, it's a Hideo Kojima game and I'm slightly biased. 2, it's one of the first games to ever do a bait and switch on a main character ever in a video game that I can think of. It looks amazing for a PS2 game, still does, I feel. And and the usual Metal Gear Solid things. The sound's great, the story's confusing and messed up, but we're all in on the ride anyway. And yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2 for me.
Yeah, okay, well, because that's great, because I'm definitely in camp Minecraft here.
Okay.
Graphics and art style are basic, but it's fitted to Minecraft, and you can get a variety of texture packs and things like that to change it and mix up the style a little bit. But the beauty of Minecraft is in its apparent simplicity. But Minecraft is far from a simple game. I mean, the beauty is that it can be played like that, so it's super accessible, so all the kids can play it and spend all hours playing and building little houses together. But you can play Minecraft. You can build actual working computers in Minecraft using redstone. I mean, don't get me wrong, that level of stuff is not nearly in my capabilities. I'm far too stupid for that. But it's not for a lot of people, and I love that. I love how sophisticated that can be. Minecraft also, I've got over 2,000 achievements on Minecraft. 2,000 Gs. So I've got a lot. Me and my friend Benji, we've done a serious amount of that game, going around doing all the water, like the underwater temples and all the I've forgotten what they're called, but like dungeons and whatnot, getting all the achievements, completing the Ender Dragon, respawning the Ender Dragon, and it's been yeah. I think.
Do you know what? This feels, to a lesser extent, the kind of same conversations Ocarina of Time and Guitar Hero. To a lesser extent, I should say, because again, I feel a game which has got an amazing story is going up a game that's an amazing replayability and mechanically is up there as well, and also has its own unique visuals.
The very yeah, okay. Minecraft doesn't have much of a story, although there is a.
There is a story there.
There isn't.
Main campaign mission, isn't there?
There is. You can do Minecraft story mode, I guess, but that's different from actual Minecraft.
Yeah, but the Elder Dragon is the main kind of thing.
I guess that's the I guess it's the campaign. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. Yeah. It's not going to touch Metal Gear Solid when it comes to story, but it's not designed to. But I think graphics and art style. When we were talking Metal Gear Solid 2, I don't really think there's they're two different art directions.
100%.
I think
that's what I was kind of saying.
Minecraft is more timeless with its art style and implementation, because it's not gone for the realistic look.
And the Minecraft cats look adorable, so I'm good at that.
Story, of course, Metal Gear Solid walks all over it when it comes to story. Mechanics and replayability. I think mechanics is one you can sort of put up in the air, because like the combat mechanics and things like that in Minecraft are really they are simple because to keep it with it, but the replayability is stomps over Metal Gear Solid.
That's the big part, isn't it? The replayability.
Yeah. So I mean, we could argue they're 50-50 for both the first two categories, and I would say music and sound. I like the music and sound in Minecraft, and I like it in Metal Gear Solid, and I like it in Metal Gear Solid 2. I honestly, I would want to give this, because Metal Gear Solid 1 we gave the nod last time. I would want to give this one to Minecraft, because I feel.
Side note. What do you think is a better game, Metal Gear Solid 1 or 2?
I think I prefer Metal Gear Solid 1, but So on that note, I would want to give this to Minecraft, because I actually, to be honest with you, I'd probably want to give it to Minecraft anyway. But I'm even more sold on doing it because we've already put my favorite Metal Gear Solid through.
Okay. I'll agree with
that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm glad. So let's crack on to the next. Let's go to the next category, shall we?
So next category is Baldur's Gate 2 versus Street Fighter 4.
I'd like to start this one off because I played Baldur's Gate for all of about 20 minutes because I was just like, this is not really me. Which I was surprised at because I thought this will be a bit. I looked at it, I was like, yeah, a bit of me. This it is not. But Street Fighter, I will play again and again and again and again and again and again, basically.
See, I think Street Fighter 4 is the overrated Street Fighter.
I agree with you. But let me tell you why you're wrong. And that is because although it is the ultimate Street Fighter, it's, let's be honest with Street Fighter, it's hella nostalgic. And I just think that they just take the nostalgia and just perfect it in Street Fighter 4. They, you know, I would say, what Street Fighter is this specifically? Street Fighter 2?
No, Street Fighter 4. It is specifically Street Fighter 4.
Oh, Street Fighter 4. Yeah, well, in that case, yeah, it's the perfect amalgamation of Street Fighter.
Yeah, but at the same time, Baldur's Gate is literally one of the best RPGs to have ever existed. Especially if you're looking in that sort of killing loot. What's the actual, not shooting loot? That's what they say, Destiny. Slashing loot, whatever.
Hack
the same
and
sort
slash.
of thing.
Do you mean hack and slash?
Hack and slash. No, the same sort of thing that gets thrown at Diablo. Like it's almost like these sort of games are almost like fast food for me, where it's just like I can switch off, not really pay attention to what's going on, smash loads of enemies, get new loot, change my loot, upgrade all my loot, upgrade all my stuff, and just level up and just keep on just.
You mean the grindy games? The grindy games. You just get into a rhythm of grinding. I get it. Yeah, yeah, the looter shooter is not this wrong, but yeah, looter.
No,
dungeon crawling loot.
Dungeon crawling loot. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, dungeon crawling looter. I thought it would be a bit of me because I love that. I love those types of games, but I just didn't enjoy Baldur's Gate. I think it's because I was late. I came at it late. So I didn't have the nostalgia for me. I just felt.
Is it the new remaster you tried, or?
Yeah, I tried it via. I think it was in Game Pass, and I tried, and that's when I played it. I was like, "Sounds."
Oh wait, wasn't that Dark Alliance though?
No. Baldur's Gate 2. I'm almost certain it's in Game Pass. It was. Let me just quickly look it up.
Because I know Dark Alliance was, and that's like meant to be the spiritual successor.
I enjoyed Baldur's Gate 2 is this.
Yeah. Specifically. Wait there. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Shadows of it is.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I didn't. I came at it too late. I think, and it didn't take for me. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I prefer Street Fighter. I mean, I'm gonna vote for Street Fighter, but I don't feel strongly enough to fight it to the death.
I just like, and spoiler, I feel we've got better Street Fighter games coming up as well.
You think we've got better Street Fighters coming up?
Yeah, a better Street Fighter coming up.
Yeah, you see, because I think relatively I think they're a 50-50 on graphics and art style. I would give story.
Yeah, they both got their specific art styles, haven't they? Really,
they do.
Like both of them have really specific art styles.
I can't comment too much on story and replayability because of my limited play on Baldur's Gate. But I would want to say that replayability is maybe more Street Fighter because but I can't say that for sure. So yeah.
The thing is the replayability is different. Where in Baldur's Gate you're either grinding for better shit, or you're playing for a friend, couch co-op or whatnot. Like that's where the replayability is. And yeah, the story's not it's not groundbreaking, but it's there. It's enough for you to keep you intrigued, keep you pushing along, to want you to grind and stuff like that. Especially what happened in the first Baldur's Gate as well. So,
what about music and sound? Aren't we giving that to? Street Fighter?
I mean, I do think Street Fighter has the best sound design. But that's only because on the top of my head, nothing really actually. Now I think about it, nothing really sticks out. I mean, sound-wise, Baldur's Gate, apart from when you open chests. Oh, that's a good sound. That's a satisfying sound.
That's all weird. They always make them satisfying sound opening a chest in every game.
There's
I want to make the call. I want you to make the call now. I feel like I don't need to make my point about Street Fighter to you.
No, because I understand the point. I do understand the point.
I can't argue against your Baldur's Gate comments because I've not played it for more than 20 minutes. So it's on you to make the call.
I'm gonna say, wait there. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to say, I believe it's away from the moment anyway. Yeah, because we've got. I'm going to say Baldur's Gate because we've got 2 other Street Fighters in. Look, that's literally. I know it sounds really bad, and I feel the other Street Fighters in the list are better, and are probably better than Street Fighter 4 and Baldur's Gate 2 as well.
But do you not really? I mean, I think Street Fighter 4 is the best one.
No, Street Fighter 2 is the best one. And the particular edition that's in it as well is the best edition of Street Fighter 2 as well.
Okay, well, all right, Baldur's Gate.
But that does mean Baldur's Gate 2 versus Minecraft. So
I think they're more comparable than Street Fighter 4 versus Minecraft, which I feel like Minecraft would stomp it. So
yeah, true. All right, next round.
Okay.
Super Mario Odyssey versus Rock Band 3.
Go on then.
I mean, I think Super Mario Odyssey is. Me saying Super Mario Odyssey is the best Mario game is a bit weird because I haven't played the 3 in between this and the 3 mainline ones between this and Mario 64.
Let me tell you something, pal. You don't need to have. You don't need to have. You can say what the fuck you want, man.
Super Mario Odyssey is the best Super Mario game. At least 3D. At least 3D. Obviously, Super Mario World 3 is probably the best 2D Super Mario game.
Yeah.
I just so we'll get to this later. So I'm not going to go too deep into it, but obviously on this podcast and to you separately as well, I've explained why I didn't get on with Breath of the Wild. Yeah.
Yeah, God, yeah. That's going to be one hell of a discussion.
That'll be later on. But going from that and then jumping into Super Mario Odyssey was one of the best things in my life. Like at that time, I had so much fun with Super Mario Odyssey.
I bet you were just, I want to break free.
Pretty much. Yeah.
You found you like I need to get out of this game. Yeah, man. Let me tell you. That's why I was playing. God, what was I playing alongside Elden Ring? Oh, that's why I was playing South Park Stick of Truth alongside Elden Ring because I was like, when I needed just a break from just like the savagery that Elden Ring was, I was just like, yeah, I need something lighthearted and fun that I can just sort of like go like, yeah.
But the engineering in Super Mario. Have you played Mario Odyssey?
Yeah.
The little things like when you are in a 3D world and then you go into a 2D platform bit, but the music changes to a 2D pixel sound as well. But it carries on as it left off. Yeah. Just the amount of moons there are where there's just hidden stuff everywhere. It was just a joy.
Yeah,
It was a pure joy.
I'm not going to disagree with you on here. I think that for me personally, I would give it. I would give story mechanics and replayability and music and sound easily. I would give those to Super Mario, Mario Odyssey.
Also, I think Rock Band 3 was never as good as Guitar Hero. Only on the point of the fact it's, for me at least anyway, the sync was always a little bit off.
What I liked about Rock Band was you could play, like, Rock Band was the one where you could play the drums, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that about it. But yeah, you're right. The timing was off. It was weird. I remember playing it.
Yeah.
Do you know Dan Bratton from? Well, he was in Creeper.
Yeah.
I was at his house years and years and years ago, and he was like, we were playing Rock Band. I think we were messed as well, and I was like, dude, this game doesn't work. He was like, yeah, but you can't play drums. I was like, neither can you. No, I'm kidding. No, I am joking, Dan. I didn't say that. I was like, yeah, the timing feels all off.
I could never get it. I could never stick things. Whereas Guitar Hero, for me, just flowed so nicely when you were going in between things.
Yeah.
But Rock Band did have always the better libraries of music, I felt. But I think that's the only thing I had on it.
Yeah, but that's because it was. I guess so. Although I would still. What Rock Band are we talking about?
Rock Band 3. So it is the best Rock Band we're talking about.
I would still give music and sound to Mario.
Oh yeah.
I know it's Rock Band and stuff, but I'm gonna be honest with you. By the time Rock Band came along, I was kind of done with those types of games. I'd moved on. I didn't really play them anymore. I said, and it's like you say, they. It's about what they did with the Mario music and sound. I know it's like, well, it's a rock band, but the changes between the 2D and the 3D, like the worlds that you say, it's I would actually want to give it to. I'd want to give it to Mario. Yeah, but graphics and art style as well. I honestly think it's a home run here for Mario. I would. Like we said before, what real art style is there to give? It was basically just Guitar Hero, but slightly changed.
Yeah, that's all it was. There wasn't anything else to that, really.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had fun playing it, but I never played it really on my own. I only ever played it with other people.
Yeah. Whereas Guitar Hero, I played by myself a lot.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Super Mario Odyssey is through to the next round.
Yeah, easy. I think we agreed. Oh no, we didn't agree on that being open and shut.
No, but as we talked, I think it was open and shut.
Yeah. I think the more we spoke about it, kind of, because sometimes you kind of have to just actually think about your experiences playing them and just think. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on because we've got so many to cover. We need to at least have one banger in amongst this.
So next round we've got Final Fantasy 9 versus Company of Heroes.
So Final Fantasy 9 versus
Company of Heroes.
Okay, I'm gonna let you take the lead on this.
Before I start? Do you have any connection with Company of Heroes? I know you don't.
No, I don't, and I don't really like Final Fantasy. So,
cool. So
this one is for you.
Final Fantasy 9 is going through. So I'm just going to put that out here. I've only played a tiny bit of Company of Heroes. I know it's meant to be known as a really good shooter for console back in the day. But I just don't have any connection with it. Whereas Final Fantasy 9 is literally one of my favorite games of all time.
Okay, and what will Final Fantasy 9 be going up against?
Super Mario Odyssey.
Super Mario Odyssey?
Yeah. In the next round. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, okay, I think that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude, my phone's just going off. Let me just...
That's all right. No worries.
Sorry about that. Fucking phone keeps going. Oh, now there's like a helicopter going. Can you hear that?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Oh wait, I can a little bit.
Yeah, hang on a second. Let me just mute myself until it goes past. You introduce the next. You introduce the next one.
So Final Fantasy 9 goes through. So next we have Halo Combat Evolved versus Beat Saber. Now this is interesting. I've never played Beat Saber. However, I've always wanted to. What I've seen of it looks amazing. But Halo Combat Evolved started a revolution of first-person shooters on consoles, so that is already my pick. Even though in this day and age where I've gone back to play Halo Combat Evolved, it's, in my opinion, it hasn't aged well and it doesn't hold up, and it's not as an exciting game as the other Halo games, especially moving on to Halo 2 afterwards. But I think for what it stands for, the history of gaming and the history of Xbox and the history of first-person shooters on console, it's Halo Combat Evolved.
So you've got Halo Combat Evolved against
Beat Saber.
Oh, it's Halo Combat Evolved. I mean, yeah. Well, this one was definitely. It'd be interesting to watch back the other one, but I'm pretty sure I remember thinking this is an open and shut one for me. It's just
yeah.
Halo.
I think it was.
I don't feel like we need to have the discussion when we've got so many to cover. It's Halo Combat Evolved. I think if anyone feels that strongly about it, let us know in the comments and we can shut you down there. Let's go.
Yeah, next up, Bioshock Infinite versus Gran Turismo 2.
Oh, okay. Right. I want to go to Bioshock 2, did you say? No, it's Bioshock Infinite versus Gran Turismo 2.
Correct, yeah.
I mean, look, Gran Turismo 2 for its time was fantastic, but I just think that Gran Turismo, I just think the Bioshock Infinite is just the one. It's got it.
Oh,
it's got. I mean, look, Gran Turismo 2 was they've always been showpieces, haven't they? Racing games generally, because but there's no it doesn't have story. It has it in replayability, I'd argue, but the mechanics back then just weren't really that good anyway for racing games. I didn't really enjoy racing games until we get to. Actually, no, I don't know. Well,
that's when I started enjoying racing games.
Project Gotham, I think I started enjoying them when the release of the. I don't know. I didn't put it this way. I don't think I don't really like. I like sim racing, but back then sim racing wasn't sim racing. It was just they were all arcade.
Especially on console, yeah.
Yeah. Music and sound, maybe you could give it, but like nowadays, like
no, I still give it to Bioshock.
So we're both agreed that I mean I don't really. I'm trying to think of ways of defending Gran Turismo 2 here, but
again, I think Gran Turismo is a good game. I don't think it's the best out of the 3 PlayStation games, the PlayStation Gran Turismo games. I definitely had more. I played Gran Turismo 3 more for sure.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Gran Turismo 2 is a great game, but Bioshock Infinite was like the ending of this Bioshock trilogy from Ken Levine, who did wonders with those games. And just the character. It's not so much about the story as well. It's the characters in Bioshock, isn't it?
Yeah, well, and I feel it's the atmosphere that's built up in Bioshock. It's just it's that.
The moment you start that game and you're walking through that city and just before it turns to absolute hell, it's like amazing.
It is. It really is, and it just leads you into what is an incredible experience, and a wonderful game to play. Really, a really wonderful game.
Absolutely.
And I think, I think from an experiential point of view, Bioshock gives more to a gamer than Gran Turismo 2.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so we're settled on Bioshock there.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, moving swiftly on. What is our next setup?
GTA 5 versus Resident Evil 2.
Okay, I'm gonna make myself unpopular here.
Resident Evil 2. What are you doing?
I'm going for Resident Evil 2.
I'm stuck here.
I tell you, let me tell you why it's not GTA then, and then that way, if you can just get behind me, then I think we moves on. Let me tell you why it's not GTA. The jank, the controls on a game that should be so good are not good. In fact, I find this with Red Dead as well. Ruined Red Dead 2 for me. The controls are jank as fuck. Like, I don't want to be tapping A to run. What the hell is that?
Sounds like a new problem.
No, listen, it's not just a me problem. Those controls are jank. GTA 5 is a 360 and PS3 game. They have no business releasing it again on PS5 and Xbox One.
On the contrary, I disagree because I've wanted race racing in GTA for so long, and now we get it. So
yeah, I know, and you can have it, but they don't need to re-release it and charge you for it again. A game that a game that keeps selling. People have got to stop buying that game.
People will not stop buying GTA.
People have got to stop buying GTA. They should be giving you these updates. These patches should be given to you. I know, but they should be given to you. Take-Two is a shitty company.
I know Take-Two aren't the best company.
Take-Two are a scumbag company. Capcom are going through like a revival, and if we're going for Resident Evil 2 was when they were at their pinnacle back in the day anyway. Oh my god, that game was fantastic. That game used to give me nightmares, but it was amazing. And GTA, let me tell you what GTA hasn't. I'm gonna upset a lot of people here. They've not released a good game since San Andreas. Mic drop.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie. It's not a lie. It's not a lie.
Red Dead 2 is absolutely phenomenal.
I said Grand Theft Auto. They haven't released a good Grand Theft Auto game. I wasn't talking about Red Dead.
Oh, I said the game. Sorry.
No, I haven't said Rockstar. I can't. I'm not going to say that Red Dead 2 wasn't a fantastic game. That game wasn't for me because I just can't deal with. I don't like the way that it must be like the way they design their games, and like I do not like the controls. I feel it's jank as hell, and it ruins the experience for me. The game looks stunning, and I've watched people play it, and the story's fantastic. But GTA 5 GTA, I would say 5 has moved away that it's not about the story anymore. That's moved to be an online game. And let me tell you something about GTA. GTA Online is one of the most toxic places in the whole of gaming. People on there are awful, and they're awful there in lobbies, and they just. Sorry?
I think any online game is toxic. I'm not having that.
No, not any online this game is toxic. I'm sorry, but it's not toxic on Minecraft. Online, playing in people's realms, like people genuinely want to help you on Minecraft. You do get the odd dickhead who comes along and ruins your day.
Yeah,
but generally it's good. GTA Online is like DayZ. GTA is like DayZ. People just people go around like in group because it's the age group of the players you get. You have like the proper.
At least on GTA, I can actually get shit done. I can't get shit done on DayZ. There's no shit getting done on DayZ.
We're not arguing about GTA versus DayZ though. We're arguing. I'm just comparing them. I'm saying they're both. They're both.
Saying the comparison is wrong.
Well, no, not when you're comparing it to toxicity, using it as an example of toxicity. I'd say they're comparable.
I think any open world game that has violence in that is main driving force is toxic. Any game.
No. I mean, you get it in Call of Duty more, but like, put it this way, like when you're playing PUBG and it's like putting teams down and stuff like that. There's and Call of Duty, the toxicity is in the lobbies.
I'm trying to think of another comparison because like PUBG and Call of Duty game-wise aren't the same comparison.
Well, if you're comparing Warzone, they are.
Not a little bit, but
yeah, 100%. It's a battle royale.
Yeah, but GTA Online is more like an MMO than a battle royale.
Yeah, I agree with you on that sense. But okay, let's compare this then. You think of Elder Scrolls Online and MMO. You take GTA Online, which is also like like an MMO, and the toxicity in there is terrible. And I'll tell you why it is. I mean, you can do it's because it's got elective PvP and PvE. It's generally PvE and PvP. You have to choose. You have to opt into it. On GTA, there are people who are just like, right, because people have got no choice. Let's just go and ruin their day. And okay, maybe that's just.
Have you ever been on the other side?
Oh, what, I've played GTA Online with my friends, and everyone's been, let's go. Sorry?
Have you ever been the toxic ones then? It's fun.
Dude, no, because I'm not a toxic gamer.
Well, that's a lie. You have your moments.
We all do. But my point is, look, GTA, for a game that I struggle enough with, with the jank, I don't want to have to then go through toxicity and then frustrating other people online. When you've got what I've lost track. What are we even comparing GTA to? There's actual Resident Evil 2. The two aren't really comparable games. Like one's a single player game, one's a service game nowadays.
Okay. Should we put a line in the sand here? Let's just take GTA Online out of it. Because if we're talking about GTA 5 when it first released, it had no online anyway.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that then.
So GTA story mode versus Resident Evil 2. So I think that's a fair comparison then.
Okay. Well, okay. In that case, graphics and art style, I want to give to Resident Evil. I think you take it for take them for the time of their release. And the graphics and art style really feed into the atmosphere and make that game what it is.
Yeah, no, I think Resident Evil 2 has some of the best sound design of any video game.
Okay, but story and replayability, just those two, story and replayability, I'm willing to accept GTA because loads of people bang on about how good the story is in GTA 5 and other GTA games are known for their story and I respect and I love them, like the old ones, Vice City, GTA 3, San Andreas, and the replayability of them as well because of that open sandbox environment you go around like just in fact, that is most of my experience of GTA 5, just going, getting loads of guns and just having hold-ups with the police. Just releasing the inner sadistic asshole that's inside of me. But mechanics, exactly. But mechanics, I would not give to GTA, and it's because of that jank, and I just don't have that with Resident Evil.
I agree. The mechanics, I think the mechanics of both games are quite, which is really weird because GTA is a game that's 9 years old. But I think both games have dated mechanics. I don't like the whole standstill shoot. I understand that it's there to create atmosphere and tension.
Yeah.
But I think how they changed it for the remake is better for it to play. Is more fun to play.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But I get your point. GTA does feel that's always been thrown out there since GTA 4 that they should have changed it and they shouldn't change it to GTA 5. And I really hope the little bit of me that was disappointed about GTA 5 was that I was hoping this would have been a miracle. This would have never happened. This would have been a miracle that they would have taken out the combat and put in Sleeping Dogs combat because I love the combat for Sleeping Dogs and I just wish more games took that on in a local sense. That combat needs to be more games because that's amazing combat.
Okay.
But Yeah, graphics and visuals as well. Like GTA 5, just
Mhm.
I remember the first time playing GTA 5, and just like the scale of it just blew my fucking mind.
Yeah, I mean, but I was like that with the older games. Here's the thing, like you know, GTA 4, GTA San Andreas, GTA 3, GTA Vice City, they all had incredible scale to them already.
Yeah, but not. I don't think they had the scale of almost 3 or 4 completely different suburbs in the city. In that
Well,
map.
San Andreas had three whole islands, like 3 whole massive
Yeah, but
islands.
San Andreas was a bit. I always say about San Andreas, I felt that game was always a bit too much. Like, I always felt there was too much in the game. Yeah, there was too much to do. They asked too much of you. It was just they tried to make it almost like a. I don't know. It was. They took away.
We need to. I'm gonna have to draw you back into GTA 5 here because we don't want this to become a discussion about San Andreas because I'm having a trouble. I will argue with that and I won't be able to stop myself. So let's take it back to GTA 5 here.
Versus Resident Evil 2. And, yeah, and what they did to do with the free player solo career, single player where you could switch between them, that was never been done before. And I don't think it'll ever be done again because it wasn't implemented bad, but it took a while to load. But it was always cool to change to a character and they're just doing their own thing. And I was like, what is going on? How is this even being done? Sort of thing. Like,
Yeah.
I think people when talking about GTA 5 are very easy to jump on. Oh, it's just GTA Online, and forgetting like the stuff that Rockstar always try and implement in their games, and they try and do something different, and they try and do something that's not been done before. I always think gets lost in the narrative against GTA games sometimes.
Yeah, look, I accept that. I wouldn't. I'm not gonna. If we're just taking it, just take out the GTA Online because actually it's the online bit that makes me really hate it.
Yeah.
And the fact that Take-Two are being a proper scummy company at the moment. But if we're taking it just GTA 5 as it released on PS3 and Xbox 360,
yep,
against Resident Evil 2, I will accept. Potentially, I would accept defeat, but I'm still massively in the camp of Resident Evil. And the thing is, because I don't have the enjoyment of GTA 5 that I have with Resident Evil, it's hard for me to be fully objective about this. So it really comes down to, do you agree? It really comes down to your point on it, because I feel you said yourself, it's a tough one for you, whereas it's just not a tough one for me.
I also do feel like Resident Evil 2 is probably the second best Resident Evil game.
What do you think is the best one out of interest?
Resident Evil 4.
Okay, we're going to agree on that one then. I agree, Resident Evil 4 is fantastic, but I have so much nostalgia for that era of playing GameCube and stuff. And when it came, anyway, let's again not.
I'm going to say I think when it boils down to it, it's Resident Evil 2.
You're going to put Resident Evil 2 through? I love it. Yeah. I love it. We're going to have so much salt in our comments, and I love it.
Right, next up is, let me just make sure that's the right number. Yes, it is. Right. Oh, no, didn't mean to go back to that. Next up, we have Gears of War versus Metal Gear Solid 4.
Is this the original Gears of War, or is it?
Yes, the OG Gears of War.
Okay, original Gears of War versus Metal Gear Solid 4.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's that? Metal Gear Solid 4? Was that the one that came out on? That's the one that came out on Xbox One and PS4, wasn't it? Like towards the start of the generation, like 2014 or something.
No, that was Metal Gear Solid 5.
Okay, so this is the one right at the end of the.
This was a I think this was a PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3 exclusive, was it? Sons of the Patriots. It came out on it was a PS3 exclusive.
Okay, right. So, what against what?
Against Gears of War. So it's an
So
Xbox exclusive,
exclusive against a PlayStation exclusive. I mean, I never had a PS3, so I can't argue.
Me neither. Their controllers suck.
I mean, honestly, the PS4 controller sucked too.
Oh yeah, but it was a slight improvement.
Yeah, but PlayStation 5 controller that's a different story. But
that is a beautiful thing. I've got it right next to me. I love it.
Good man. But yeah, no. So, but yeah, look. Okay, we can't because I'd never played. I'd never had a PS3, so didn't play the game, so can't make a case for it. So I'm gonna have to put Gears of War through. But Gears of War also was like an amazing. In fact, all three of the first, like the original trilogy of Gears of War, were like some of the best games. So yeah.
For sure.
What is going on with the financial markets? That's nothing to do with this, so let's ignore it.
Moving on. I think we've just agreed Gears of War's going through.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Okay. Next, Mass Effect 2. I think this is very cut and this is cut and dry. It's Mass Effect 2. There's no
versus
Okami, which you don't know nothing about.
No, I don't. But I do know Mass Effect 2. I'm actually playing through Legendary Edition at the moment, just sort of.
Yeah, I'm on Mass Effect 2 at the moment.
I'm playing through it. Just my hype for Starfield is reaching critical
level.
Sorry, it's reaching critical mass.
Critical Mass Effect.
Yeah, that's why I did that. You see what I did there? Yeah. So I've decided I need to hit that little dose of sci-fi RPG, scratch an itch, so to speak. And yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's going to Mass Effect. Mass Effect 2 is.
I'll talk about that more later next round. So stay tuned.
Oh, hang on a moment. So Mass Effect. Let's speak a bit more about this then. Mass Effect. Bringing out a new game potentially.
Oh, potentially. Well, yeah, it's been worked on, isn't it? It's been worked on now. Well, like pre-production, I guess I'll go full blown once the next Dragon Age is out.
Yeah.
We don't really know much about it they're doing.
No, we don't. And you know what? BioWare and EA have got a lot to prove with it. Like after the disaster that was Anthem.
To an extent, yes, they do. Yes, Anthem was a disaster, and so was Andromeda. However, Andromeda being a side BioWare studio, I don't hold that against BioWare. I hold that against EA.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you argue that a lot of it is you hold it against EA, but you know, you also have to bear in mind that a lot of that talent, that old Mass Effect talent from BioWare is gone. So it's really a wait and see.
So I can't remember his name now. No, it's not. I can't remember his name. The guy who's the lead for the original 3 in the first 2 Dragon Ages. I forgot his name. But he came back and left again. So we'll see. That's a wait and see for sure.
It certainly is. But still, just playing it again makes me just hopeful. Fills me with hopium.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll get more into Mass Effect in the next round.
Yeah.
Mass Effect 2 next round. Right. Next we got Halo 2 versus Unreal Tournament 2004.
Personally, I want to give it to Halo. Halo 2, because the Halo 2 is really where they started to hit their stride with it.
Absolutely.
Like you say, Halo Combat Evolved really it was amazing because it was groundbreaking. You know, but it still had things to be built upon. And Halo 2, they really started to build upon that. And I mean, people argue between Halo 2 and 3 being the best ones. So,
I mean, just the dual wielding weapons edition was fantastic. And I know this is kind of a cheat, and this isn't quite matter to this discussion, but the redone cutscenes in the Master Chief Collection are some of the best redone cutscenes I've ever seen in the game.
Yeah, but I mean, are we taking them as the original games though?
Yeah, we're taking the original game. That's why I said it doesn't really matter, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I was just.
Yeah, but either way, I mean, I would still give it a 3 out of 3 myself to Halo.
Yeah.
I think you got to. I mean, you take them for the time. Even music and sound, I'd give to Halo. Halo's just incredibly atmospheric. It was very compelling. You really like, especially 2. You know, 1, 2, and 3. Like the music really sort of helps you feel like you are Master Chief.
Oh, Halo 2's got that metal music as well, like a lot of the way through, and it just slaps.
It does slap, doesn't it? I think that's the perfect. You know, it does slap. It does. It absolutely slaps. It slaps the bass.
It's like Doom music. It just slaps.
It just slaps. I've been playing. On the side note, I've been playing on off Doom and Quake, like Doom 64 and Doom 1, 2, and 3, with a buddy of mine, split screen, 'cause it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
I mean, we get slapped, but the music also slaps. So
yeah.
Right.
So Halo 2 then.
Halo 2, absolutely, no question about it. It's such an easy one.
Next up, which I think is going to be a weird one for us, because I don't think neither of us are really for either of these games. But next is Disco Elysium, which I've heard is absolutely fantastic, versus Wipeout XL.
I'm giving it to Wipeout.
I'll just follow you on that one.
I'm giving it to Wipeout. I know one of the developers from Wipeout as well. I mean, you sort of like loosely, but yeah, I'm giving it to Wipeout.
Fair enough. We'll go Wipeout. Next is Celeste versus the original God of War.
Oh my god, that's tough.
I mean, I have my opinions about the original God of War. I'm giving it to Celeste.
You want to give it to Celeste?
Yeah, I love Celeste. I'm not very good at tricky platformers, but there was something about the story about Celeste and how the story goes with what you're doing, and it's just fantastic. And the fact that it is a hard game, so they've added accessibility things in case you are having issues as well.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
I love it. I love the colors to it as well, and I think the level design on it is really, really good. But you're gonna have to do a little bit. Convince me why it's not God of War.
Because God of War's boring. Like in the sense
not God of War 2018. You mean this?
No. I'm talking about original God of War.
Okay.
It's just I when I'm playing a game like that, and I've noticed it in my later years as well. If I'm playing a character and that character isn't giving me any reason to play the game, I'm not going to play the game. Like if that character isn't, if they don't draw me in some way, and then I'm not going to play the game or enjoy the game. And I think that version of Kratos was quite bland. Not bland, but he was one trick. It was one way. And it just wasn't, for me personally. It's not a fun series to play.
As hard as it is to identify as a bald psychopath with an axe, I wouldn't say it's boring. I don't mean
boring. I mean, it's not boring because the combat is a lot of fun. in the
But yeah, I
original
agree
ones.
with you that it is heavily a gameplay game. But I would argue that Celeste is too. I mean, look, it's got a really lovely, stimulating visuals. But the game is not about visuals. It's a gameplay and sort of puzzle
Yes,
sort of
but the game is
platformer.
also about conquering your mental health and everything like that. I just think that little bit of it is
Look,
fascinating and
based
quite
on the fact
beautiful,
that we
actually.
have the superior God of War as well in this, I'm willing to give it to Celeste.
Yeah.
Because also, yeah, I don't feel passionate about arguing about the old God of War. I'm quite
Fair
happy
enough.
to I'm quite happy to let
Give
it
it to
slide.
Celeste.
And also
All right.
because yeah, like I say, God of War 2018 is really it's
It's
the
definitely the superior game.
yeah, exactly. So
It is the God of War now. That
it
is
is
God
the
of War.
God, yeah, the God of War. um um
All
right, okay, yeah, all
so
right, okay, let's boom. Let's move. I think what we should,
let's
how many have we done? We must have done about 10, 11.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14. Okay, let's
Are we going to call this as one podcast as well?
uh I think so, yeah. Based on what time are we on? What I think we'll do is we'll do like the earlier rounds in as in groups, and then once we get to like the quarterfinals, that's when we'll do them. We'll give them their own podcasts.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move. Because these are like the Heat 1, Heat 2, and stuff like that, or whatever it is. It feels weird saying Heat because I just always think about like dogs and Heat and stuff like that. Like, anyway, come on, hit me with the next round. We'll continue until we get one and like another banging round, and then we'll leave it at that.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Tekken 3 versus Fallout 3.
We did say about this one that this might be the matchup. This one is a really, really, really tough one for me because I have hella nostalgia for both of them. Obviously, more so Tekken 3. But the scope of the game of Tekken is so inferior to that of Fallout, and that's maybe why I think it might fall short. But I really, the fighting in Tekken 3 is insane. It's like the combat is so fun in it, and as much replayability as Fallout has, I probably got similar. Fallout 3 had. I've probably got similar mileage out of Tekken 3. Mainly because obviously I played it when I was a lot younger, so maybe I didn't have as many games that I could play. But
so Tekken 3 has a guy in a leopard mask doing wrestling moves. So what more do you want, really?
King's decent. Law was always my favorite though. That fire spin kick back click did. I remember my friend crying at me, like, "You can't do that anymore! You can't do that anymore! That's cheating!
So
that moves too hard!"
So cheesy.
And
was it Yoshimatsu?
Oh, with the samurai sword, who like he could sit down, heal himself, disappear through the ground. Come on. Yeah. I hated Jin. I've got to say it. I've always hated Jin.
Jin's
a pussy.
He's a loser.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, so maybe the
wrong word.
He is, and I don't know who's the developers.
That's a good question. Let me just Google it for you because I actually don't know. Tekken. Did you see? I know you're not big into anime, but you see Netflix announced a Tekken anime series coming out.
No, I have not, but I have just figured out that one of the animes that I do really like has got season 1 on, well, what they call season 1 on there of it. So that's pretty cool. Inuyasha.
It's Bandai Namco. I should have known that.
Bandai Namco. What, the publishers?
They published and developed it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, and I thought that because Jin is like a classic Japanese cool guy, especially of that era, culturally, you know, and I just always thought yeah, he was a bit too cheesy, even though he was supposed to be serious, and that's just because of the whole, that's, you know, it's a cultural thing.
In me personally, I would give it to Tekken 3. I do like Fallout games, but after a while, I do get a bit bored of them. I don't know what it is. I think it's the setting, and I just prefer Skyrim setting. Elder Scrolls
Fallout,
setting, I should say.
it's nothing like an Elder Scrolls setting. It's that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I prefer Elder Scrolls setting.
I agree with you. I do agree with you in that, in the preference of Elder Scrolls preferring Elder Scrolls settings. Fallout 3, again, it was like Bethesda in the golden age. Oblivion, it was like, I think, what was it, between Oblivion and Skyrim, Fallout 3 came out.
Yeah.
And we were really just getting to see just how amazing that studio was. I just, okay, I feel like because of our differences in opinions here, because I think we should give it to Fallout 3, based on the fact that it's also our only Fallout on the list, because Fallout 4 wasn't. I don't think Fallout 76 is on there.
No, God no.
Not Fallout 76. Fallout New Vegas.
No, Fallout New Vegas.
So graphics and art style, I would accept Tekken taking this, because it's a bit more colorful. You know, it was a bit fun and playful, like with the sort of all of them had their little elements and stuff like that. And Fallout is quite a dark and dingy game. Don't get me wrong, like the world is like massive and open, which is really cool. But I would definitely give. I mean, story, you can't even argue, because Tekken's story is weak.
It is weak until you get to Tekken Tag Tournament, then it probably gets really good.
But we're talking about specifically Tekken 3.
I know. I'm just saying. Yeah, Tekken 3. It's very,
story, replayability, and music and sound. I would definitely give to Fallout 3.
I love the music of Tekken now.
Mechanics. I want to give mechanics to. I would want to give mechanics to Fallout as well, because it's creation engine mechanics, which I feel like every RPG would benefit from having, is if they could not sacrifice other areas. I think the fact that you can sort of interact with so much, pick up everything, and I love the mechanics, and the questing and stuff like that in Fallout and Elder Scrolls, and what I hope will be in Starfield.
I'm sure it will be.
So I mean, I want to give this to Fallout 3, and I just don't think. Here's the thing. I know you've got to take them. We're supposed to take them for what they are.
Your own caveat that you made sure at the beginning of the podcast.
One rule for everyone else.
We even recorded.
One rule for everyone else. I'm like a politician.
Boris Johnson in disguise.
Yeah. Oh dear, I was trying to think of a Boris quote just then, but I don't listen to him enough. Right. I mean, but look, the scale and scope of Fallout was still a lot more groundbreaking than Tekken. Tekken, no. Here's the thing. Look, we'd had other good Tekken games before Tekken 3. Tekken 3 was great, but Tekken 2 was okay as well. And I would argue that I thought that Dead or Alive was the better fighting game. There, I said it.
So I half agree where you're coming from, because Dead or Alive was more about counters, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like flowing counters and doing combos. So I kind of understand where you're coming from with that, even though.
Here's the thing with us. Like, you take out your nostalgia for Tekken 3. What's the better game?
Out of what? Out of those two?
Yeah. Actually, think about.
I'd still say Tekken.
You'd still say Tekken. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'd still say Tekken.
Why?
I just Fallout is just not a game like. And it's
But
really weird.
do you not feel
say
that is a you problem though? No, I don't mean.
no.
I know that sounds like a dickhead thing. Like,
It sounds like saying about GTA 5 all over again.
I know, and then like, because you said that to me about GTA 5, but did we not put GTA through?
No, we didn't put Resident Evil through.
Did we? Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
did. If this put it this way, if this was Elder Scrolls, we wouldn't be having this discussion. I'd be like, no, Elder Scrolls is going through.
No, exactly. And that was going to be my point, where I was going to make my point against Fallout 3 that I was going to say, which is weird because I don't have the same issue with Elder Scrolls. Whereas I feel Fallout games there's too much emptiness in them. I understand why there's emptiness; it makes perfect sense why there's emptiness. But for me, that isn't why I enjoy the game. But the same emptiness is there in Elder Scrolls. I don't think
there's emptiness in Elder Scrolls. I feel like those games. I've got a sense that those games. In fact, I would say, especially for their time, have really actually truly felt lived in. Like and especially taking them for at the time. Fallout not so much, but it's not supposed really to felt lived in so much because it's an apocalyptic game.
It makes sense for the game.
Yeah. Look, I'm because we haven't got a fighting game in the mix yet, and I don't think there's another. Oh no, we do have Street Fighter, but it's not really the same thing.
There's two other Street Fighters. I'm still saying Tekken 3. I'm not budging on my Tekken 3.
I'm sorry, Bethesda Game Studios. I'm very sorry. I'm going to have to bow to this one. I feel I can't argue strongly enough, and I think people will disagree with us, by the way, because people love Fallout.
Oh, yeah,
people love the people post-apocalyptic thing, and so do I. I actually think like I fundamentally disagree with your choice, but I'm gonna accept defeat in this just because I feel stronger about other Bethesda Game Studios games than I do about Fallout 3. If it was Fallout New Vegas, I would actually we wouldn't be having this discussion.
Then that would be a different discussion.
But yeah, okay. Anyway, moving on.
Next up is Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past against Divinity: Original Sin 2.
We're talking about the original Link to the Past, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, Divinity.
I mean, let's not even joke each other. It's still Link to the Past.
No, that's the seasons. 4 seasons. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was confused. I got confused about a really annoying bit in a different game. Yes, it's A Link to the Past. Let's move on.
Okay. Next up, Soul Calibur versus Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Which is it? Soul Calibur 2?
No, Soul Calibur 1.
Okay, we're gonna go for Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Yeah, I think so.
It's open and shut, isn't it? I mean, Soul Calibur 2, a different story.
Next up, Halo 3 versus Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Halo 3. Halo 3 is the definitive Halo.
Again,
really.
There's no discussion in that one for me.
No. It's Halo 3.
Half-Life 1 versus SSX 3.
I'm giving it to SSX 3. I think that and Tricky are the best snowboarding games I've ever played. In fact, I'd argue to say that
Half-Life.
over Half-Life, yeah.
I mean, I love both games, and I think this was Half-Life 2.
I'm okay, so I don't, SSX, not really much there in story, I guess, but the mechanics and the replayability are way stronger than Half-Life.
Mm-hmm.
Graphics, I would also want to give to Half-Life, and the music and sound.
Music somewhat to SSX.
Sorry?
You said Half-Life, you mean SSX?
Yeah, graphics and sound, and so as music and sound and graphics and artist, I would also want to give to SSX. Yeah.
Okay, I'll lean with you and go with SSX through.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's move.
Little Big Planet versus Mario 3D World.
This is really tough. I think Little Big Planet because it's quite original. At the time it came out.
It was quite original, yeah.
And I mean, both platformers in the sense, and Mario, that is not one of the better Mario games in my opinion. It's not a terrible game, but it's definitely not one of the better Mario games. And so for that reason, I want to give it to Little Big Planet. Little Big Planet and Little Big Planet 2 were great games.
And we put through the best 3D Mario game anyway, so.
Exactly, yeah.
I'll go with you, Little Big Planet. I only played a little bit of Little Big Planet, but it is very cute and colourful.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, it was one of the only real games that I sort of I was playing on PlayStation 3. So yeah.
Fair enough. Right, next up we got the original Perfect Dark versus Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
This is the I want to, I think, and it's not really my type of game, but I think I want to say Castlevania, to be honest with you.
I'm quite 50-50, so I was going to lean wherever you went, really.
Yeah. Here's the thing, I'm not the biggest Perfect Dark fan.
Yeah.
And I'm not massive on Castlevania games either. That being said, I've played more Castlevania than I have Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark, and then this is the I'm not talking about the original Perfect Dark now. The most experience I have on Perfect Dark is
Zero.
Sorry, is Perfect Dark Zero, yeah.
Yeah, and that was not a good game.
No.
Okay, that's fine. Castlevania Symphony of the Night, great game. Can't really be wrong there.
No.
Next up, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 versus Super Mario 64.
I hate this matchup. They're better than when one of us feels strongly about another one. It's hard to argue when you don't feel strongly enough about it.
I'm gonna say Super Mario 64.
I want to say Super Mario 64 as well, because I just feel like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 isn't the best one by a long way.
No, it's not the best one out of those four.
No. Or I would even include Underground in that as well.
Oh, if we're talking about Underground, then it's nowhere near.
Yeah.
Because I would say that the first four is the third best.
Yeah. Wait. So we agreed that two and three.
Two and three,
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're agreed.
And Super Mario 64 was the first 3D game, and it just blew everyone's heads off.
Well, it wasn't the first 3D game, because remember Sonic 3D? That was on an older system. But
first Mario 3D game.
And it was incredible, yeah. And the sandbox worlds that you could go in inside the pictures and stuff were incredible. The platforming in it.
Even just being at the castle was just amazing just to be around.
The hats as well, wearing the different hats, going around, jumping around. Suddenly you could you had the wing hat on. Yeah. You had the turtles you could ride on the shells and stuff. That was really fucked me off when I would not make it around on the lava though. Remember that lava world and you had to get around on the shell? Yeah, oh God, nightmare, but fucking amazing. And really, I think Mario 64 really brought through a generation into Mario. Like it took it out of the, like you said, out of the 2D and into the 3D, and into what I would argue is the AAA space.
Yeah, especially at that time.
Yeah. Anyway, and obviously, like, yeah. Let's the only thing I would give, maybe I'd want category I'd like to give to Tony Hawk is just the music and sound, but that's because of all the good songs. But even so, it's not. Yeah, exactly. Right. Come on then, buddy. What have we got?
GoldenEye versus Mass Effect 3.
Look, we're going to upset a lot of people with it, and we had a lot of fun with it back in the day. But there's enough games that do the same thing as GoldenEye.
Also,
except for the pause menu. The pause menu music.
Also, I will never forgive GoldenEye for making a whole load of gamers want to play Inverted for the rest of their lives.
I know. What's wrong with them? Yeah.
Okay. So Mass Effect 3 for me.
But dude,
even without the ending. I know, but Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is Mass Effect 3.
Next up, Portal 2 versus Tom Clancy's Pandora Tomorrow.
I'm gonna have to go with you on this one because the original. There's a certain Tom Clancy's games that I'm just not good. I'm not big with, and that's one of them.
Yeah, that's one of them for me. Portal 2 is a fucking cult classic.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. So I'm willing to go with what you say. So we're going for Portal 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Good, unique
Mario,
concept as well.
Yeah, and the voice acting is tremendous. Next up, we've got Mario Galaxy versus Soul Calibur 3.
Mario Galaxy, no questions.
Cool, I'm with you on that one. Next, Quake versus Burnout 3 Takedown.
Burnout 3 Takedown, definitely. Burnout 3 Takedown is the best arcade racer.
Thank you. It's the best Burnout game
ever.
Paradise. That game does not even touch Burnout.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Burnout 3 Takedown is absolutely incredible, and the fact that when they introduced that you could go into the back of cars and that would build up to your takedown meter at the bottom, insane. That was really what got me into the more modern racing games again. That got me back into them. Burnout 3 Takedown. That being said, I would like to give a shout out to
shout out to Quake.
Yeah, I love Quake, but there was Quake 2, and Quake. You know, do you know what I mean?
Even Quake 4 was fucking.
Yeah, Quake is really good, but like, we need that. We need the Burnout. We need Burnout Takedown as one of our races to go through. When we've got other sort of more similar doomy experiences, should we say? Anyway,
Absolutely. Let's go. Let me just check I've got this written down right. Yes, I do. Cool. So we have got next. Your and mine's favourite. Elder Scrolls Skyrim versus Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell.
Come on, dude. Skyrim's going through. I mean, I there's only one other game I think for me that I would have allowed to go through other than Skyrim. Can you guess what that is?
Oblivion.
Well done.
Right.
Round of applause to Kyle. Anyway, let's move on.
Tetris Effect Connect versus God of War 2.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ready for this?
I'm ready for it.
Hang on a moment. Just need to stretch out. Tetris Effect Connect.
Thank you very much.
Going through it. God of War 2, not a good game. Not a good game.
Tetris Effect, an amazing game.
Amazing game, dude, and the soundtrack's in it. I wish I was better at it.
Yeah, so when it gets past, I'm done.
Oh, I know, and I'm listening to it and I'm thinking, oh, this is so good, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna lose. And you can play it multiplayer.
We should do that sometime, by the way.
Yeah, dude. Oh, we should do that during a podcast.
Oh, mate, that'd be great.
Yeah. You up for that?
Yeah.
I'm up for that shit.
Or like,
okay.
Or like a stream or something.
Yeah. So we'll record the podcast on a stream.
Yeah.
Okay. We up for that? Sweet.
Up for that. Right. Next up. Oh my god, I hate this. I hate this so much. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 versus Uncharted 4.
Okay, I think this might be where we wrap up because we're over. Just I think we're over the hour mark. We're nearly an hour and 15 minutes now. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Let me tell you something.
Okay, go. You go first.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 has nostalgia. It has the ultimate music and sound out of all of those Tony Hawk games of that era. It has replayability like nothing else, or like almost like nothing else in terms of. I mean, me and pretty much every single person, my guy, especially my age, or within a couple of years of me at that time, were playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 just constantly. I would definitely give out a graphics and art style to Uncharted. It's absolutely beautiful.
I need to play the upgraded version. Apparently that's phenomenal.
Yeah, and story. Give to Uncharted. But mechanics, replayability, and music and sound, and obviously the bonus category of nostalgia being one hell of a drug.
Wait. Uncharted 4 music is sublime. If you want some original music, Uncharted, that theme gets stuck in my head on a daily basis still.
Really?
Yes, really. Oh, it's up there with like Halo's one of my favorite game music.
I know, but dude, the music in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, come on.
I know, I get it. But again, when we're talking about the game and making of the game and the whole product of the game, there's something as someone who's done music and has a bit of a music background, there's something that hits harder for me than an original music made for a game than licensed music put into a game.
Dude, it's literally skater rock playing in a skateboarding game.
I know, I get it. I get what you're saying. But the whole production and the writing of original music for scenes and stuff. I guess it's like a movie, like the same sort of thing for movies and TV shows as well. When they're connected, it's the whole package for me.
Can I just make a point here? Okay, I know this is mostly about you and me, right? But if we were to throw out the category of music and sound to people between these two games, who do you think is going to win?
Right, same question, but GTA 5 and Tony Hawk and Resident Evil.
Well, I don't know why that's relevant, because I don't think that was the stick.
Because we had the same conversation of comparing about music and sound with Resident Evil 2, which we gave to Resident Evil 2, by the way. I just had against non-original music that's used for GTA.
I don't know if that was one of my main points though that I made on it. I thought
it was.
No. I don't think I made anything. I like the music on GTA, and I probably would. The music in Resident Evil is incredibly important for building sound and atmosphere in the game. It's a horror game, but the music in there is better. But Uncharted music in Uncharted I don't think is as important for atmosphere because of the level of visual fidelity and the strength of the story. Whereas in GTA and Resident Evil, when you're walking around a dark corridor that's empty, you need that music to build tension. It's incredibly important to the horror experience. And that's why But you know, I wouldn't. People will like maybe the music in GTA more because they'll like the songs more. But if I think you ask them the question, what music and sound is more important to the game, I think they would agree with me on the sound, music and sound in Resident Evil, because it's a horror game. And okay, you would watch the GTA and watch and enjoy it without the sound, but I guarantee you wouldn't have that same enjoyment if you were playing Resident Evil without the sound.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You don't know about anything horror, I suppose, can you?
Yeah. What we arguing? We're arguing Tony Hawk's, are we? Over. Look, ultimately, ultimately, I'm. I've got more hours in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, and I'm voting on this mostly on the nostalgia column, and I have no real qualms with sending Uncharted through, because it's, well, come on. I don't think I really need to really justify it.
Oh, it's all right. Okay, I'll let you have this one because.
Hang on a moment. No, but hang on a moment, because okay, what's your favorite Tony Hawk's?
Are we talking about all of them combined? All of them, or just
the original 4?
Number 2. Number 2 is still my favorite.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, look, let's put Uncharted. I want to say let's put Uncharted through. I honestly, for the sake of gaming everywhere, I just don't think you can put Tony Hawk's through over Uncharted. I just think it's not right. It's not right. I was arguing it for entertainment purposes. We've got to put Uncharted through.
All right.
So that was our last one, wasn't it? Sorry, I was waiting there for you.
No. Sorry, I was just counting. We've done 30, so should we do 2 more just to round it up as the first 32 then?
Okay, yeah, and then we do the next. Yeah, okay, we'll do 2 more. Okay.
Right. So next we got Devil May Cry, the original, versus Virtual Fighter 4.
Look, honestly, I don't want to upset any people because I think I probably will, but I just don't know how you can't give it to Devil May Cry.
Exactly, that is the correct answer.
Okay. No.
Can
I just say also, as like a side note, if me and Kyle have gone through and sort of skipped through anyone, and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with these guys? They clearly don't understand video games. Let us know in the comments, because we would love to actually have a proper talk about it in the comments as to understand your point of view. That being said, no need to tell us that, don't resort to personal insults. Like,
if you can try and give us a reason why Virtual 4 is better than Devil May Cry, I will. I'll give you a smiley emoji, because I don't know how that would actually be possible.
Yeah. Kyle will send you personalized signed photographs of himself. You can give him a reason.
All right. Last up, we have Uncharted 2 versus ISS 6, International Super Soccer 6.
We have to put Uncharted through again. What was the other one again? International Super
Soccer 6. It's the last one before the became Pro.
Yeah. No, it's just we're putting through Uncharted.
Cool. That's it. That's the first 32 done.
Boom. Okay, so when should we do the next one? What is your well, maybe we'll discuss that just after we stop recording.
We'll.
But look, everyone. So this has been the first 32 of our March, and probably what will be maybe April and May Madness podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll put the results. Maybe we'll publish them after the podcast goes live in sort of like a what's that? What's the grid? The grid, yeah, in the grid, I guess. And we look forward to hearing you disagreeing with us or agreeing with us. And yeah, but for now, I think that's it for us. You'll see us soon for the next 32.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
See you later. Bye now.